So what?
Gotta do
Jim
it once in a
O'Brien's gonna
while.
come in.
Alright.
I'm off like back-to-back gigs.
Ready?
It's good.
Are you ready? Yep, 888. I know this number by heart already too. I got photographic memory, man. It's good.
Welcome to another edition. Oh, there. Another edition of the Pizza Cave here on SportsRadioDetroit.com. I'm Roger Seal alongside me, Freddy the Pizza Man, Andy LaFata, and a fake Jim Price. Gentlemen, how you guys doing this
We
morning?
should call him Jim now.
All right, just call him Jim. But
Jim.
before we do all the introductions, so I just wanted to ask for the picks for this weekend, guys. What do you guys got this one on, Freddie?
Go ahead, you
Or
go
go,
first.
Andy, how about Andy you first? Go ahead.
I'll say
I gotta pull mine
if
up.
you would have got the first pick, it would have been money-making time. For me, I don't know, bro. Might be kind of
I got mine ready if you want me to
I mean,
go.
the big-
No, I got it. I'm ready to go.
I already know.
It's a big
Whoever
Saturday,
you pick,
so-
whoever you pick
Dude,
today,
it's
I'm
a
going
huge
opposite.
Saturday. Yeah, I can't blame it. I can't blame it. Hockey Night in Canada, Channel 9.
What the heck?
That was a head.
Hey,
This,
easy.
listen, before we even get to the picks, when I started this show, we were just talking about it. When I started this show back in August with Roger and Ben, this is fun.
Okay.
I said, I envision Dean Martin, The Roast. We've all watched them. This is what this show is all about. Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Joey Bishop, Sammy Davis Jr. here.
I'll tap dance for you.
We're going to talk
Oh, wait.
sports.
I thought it was Sammy Davis.
You're Sammy Davis. This is what the Pizza Cave's all about. The Rat Pack edition, the Dean Martin roast. Have fun. We're going to talk some sports. So spread the word. All right. Pizza Cave.
Speaking of spreads on the Pizza Cave.
Take with Flynn.
Hey, yeah.
Hey.
Take Nashville tonight. It's a late game on Hockey Night in Canada, 10 o'clock, Channel 9. Check it out. Nashville's at Vancouver. I don't know. I checked it out today, and I don't know if Nashville's fighting for a playoff spot in the West or not, but I don't know. Maybe they'll travel well, and I want to root for a team against an American team against the Canucks tonight. So take Nashville.
This is good. Right? This is good. Oh yeah.
Force that.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
So what do you got, Freddie?
I got 3 early games tonight or today. The 1 o'clock game and 2 o'clock games. So get them in quick. I got Dallas Mavericks. They lost 4 in a row. They're at home. They're a pick 'em against Indiana. Give me Dallas to finally win a game. Then I've got 2 hockey games. I lost my thing here.
Ooh,
2 hockey. I got both New York teams. I got the Islanders at Boston. Islanders are about plus 105. Give me the Islanders winning that game. Then the Red Wings and the Rangers. The 2 o'clock matinee game, right?
Modone. It's going to be a good one.
Mrazek against Lundqvist.
Oof.
Give me the Rangers to win this game. There's no spread on it yet, but my guess is going to be pretty even. Even the Rangers might even be favored in this game. Rangers are going to beat the Wings today. Sorry. Henrik Lundqvist, he's a freaking wall. He's waiting.
So guys, we have plenty to talk about. We're going to give away Frank Caliendo tickets here shortly as well. So text in 313-888-3538 so for a chance to win some Frank Caliendo tickets. He's playing next Friday in Fillmore, Detroit. What I want to talk to you about first, and I'm going to start over here and go right to left, is NFL free agency. The Lions were quite busy this week making some moves. But I wanted to bring up, Freddie wanted to bring up something really quick about Johnny Manziel. And then, Freddie, I want you to kind of toss it around a little bit. Johnny Manziel was released by Cleveland, so you have some thoughts about that?
Well, my thoughts on Johnny Manziel is I don't think he's a quarterback in the NFL. I think it's proven. I don't know what you guys' opinion are. I don't think he's a quarterback. He was great in college, but so was Michigan quarterback.
Denard Robinson.
So was Denard Robinson. He wasn't a quarterback in the NFL. What did Denard Robinson do? He ended up being a running back, slot receiver. Julian Edelman from the New England Patriots. He's a quarterback for Kent State. What did New England do? He's pretty much your number 1 receiver right now. Slot receiver, kick returner. If I'm an NFL team, I'm an NFL general manager, why not try Johnny Manziel as a kick returner, slot receiver, running back, even Detroit? Why not? Give him a shot. Any team in the NFL, that's my opinion. What do you guys thought about that? By the way, if you think I'm off base, you think I'm nuts, you think I'm dead on, text the show 313-888-3538. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, okay. I don't think you're nuts, Freddie, but he's got to reel himself in. I think your quarterback. I always go backwards when I look at a because you always pigeonhole someone what they played. In high school, quarterback is the best athlete, just like the shortstop's the best athlete. He can probably play anywhere. He can play in the slot. He can do those things. He's fast. He doesn't have the size to be a quarterback in the league. The game doesn't work anymore where you can just let him, run and shoot, scramble all over the place. That's just not how the NFL game is right now. I agree. He's not a quarterback in the league.
It didn't help him go to Cleveland either.
No.
That don't help anybody.
Yeah.
No. That's a whole other story, another
Yeah.
show.
Right.
Doesn't help anyone, but
We always pick up Cleveland.
I don't even think he's a backup in the league, because a backup is someone that just needs to go in there and just run the offense, not hurt you. And I don't know that he's that guy. He's the guy that's going to be he might be great and he might be horrible from series to series, and he's not even a backup quarterback in the league.
Even if he makes a team as a kick returner, wide receiver, you don't even have to keep a third quarterback on the roster because he can always emergency can come in a quarterback.
Dude, Manziel is squadouche. Right. For real, man. He's not.
Explain the word squadouche.
Squadouche is nothing. Forget about it. He can do anything. He's an addict, and this is coming from someone that's drinking at 8:45 in the morning. So I know an addict when I see one.
It's a lot of coffee.
And yeah, there you go. But he's dumb. There's no way he can do it. He's a white boy, rich boy out of Texas.
Julie Edelman's boy.
Yeah, but Edelman can't. There's no way Johnny Manziel has the athletic skills that Edelman has. Plus, Edelman catches balls from who? Tom Brady. Johnny Manziel just needs to keep collecting daddy's money, hang out in Vegas, do what he's got to do with some models, and forget about it.
If you're gonna pick a quarterback, I would pick Tebow over Johnny Manziel. So I just.
I would go booze over religion. So give me Manziel.
All right, here's my take on Johnny Manziel over Tim Tebow. Both quarterbacks to me were system quarterbacks in college. Tim Tebow was wishbone quarterback, was an option quarterback.
He won a playoff game.
Johnny Manziel just threw it out there and see what he did. Look, the thing is with Johnny Manziel, drinking aside, all the issues that he has aside, which I think have been, to me, a little bit overblown, because Jim McMahon, when he was with the Bears, partied all the time, had a beer in a press conference. No one said the wise, and now all of a sudden,
Bobby Lane.
all these guys.
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle. All these guys now all of a sudden.
That's a good point.
All these guys are all held to a moral standard that is ridiculous. Like, these guys can't party. Look, him doing drugs and infecting his career, fine, okay. But for Christ's sake, like, these guys are human. Everyone else can party. Everyone else can be immoral and everything. But this guy's held to a standard because he's an athlete. To me, that pisses me off to no end. And Manziel doesn't. And that all aside, I don't think he has a skill set to be a quarterback in the NFL. Don't put the moral thing on him. That really is irrelevant to what he can do on the field. It really is.
Look at Lawrence Taylor.
Right. I think it's kind of a society thing. If he throws 4 TDs and a pick every day and they win, he becomes a character that's almost beloved. It's just how our world works.
Yeah.
Then he's rock star at night, and then he's going and winning the game, and he has that swagger.
Yeah.
And always has got swagger. But he doesn't do that on the field. So then all of a sudden you pick him apart any way you can. It's just how it works, unfortunately, especially in the world of Twitter and the internet. You just pick it apart.
That's why I bring up Lawrence Taylor. Because, look at him off the field, drinking and booze and drugs. He was a great player. If he sucked, you would never heard of Lawrence Taylor. He would have been out of the league quick.
Right.
But Roger, I want to know what your thoughts about him being possibly a slot receiver or kick returner, at least trying it.
I think, no, Freddie, that's a good point you bring up in terms of trying something different, in terms of being like a. But the problem is, I don't know if his body, like Denard Robinson, you could see him as a halfback. You could see him in college early on that he could make an adaptation. Same thing with Tim Tebow, which is why I always, it kind of blew my mind that Tebow had a chance, like Eric Crouch, remember him, he played in Nebraska? He tried as I think it was a receiver. Was it a receiver he tried in it, or was it a running back?
No, he was a safety.
Safety, okay.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. I think that he has to be creative in order to really to stay in the NFL. But guys, I know this is something the weirdest idea in the world. But what about the CFL? Why don't we go play Canadian football? I mean, if you want to be a quarterback, you want to be a quarterback. Same thing with Tim Tebow. I never understood why. I mean, there was a lot of guys who went to the CFL. Warren Moon, for example. Warren Moon. We're talking, apples and.
No, you hit the nail on the head. He was a quarterback too.
Yeah,
he was fantastic.
Yeah, and there's guys like, even there's been guys that go to CFL, polish up their skills. Look at Doug Flutie, for example. Doug Flutie's another guy.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. You know, he played arena football, but I mean, still.
Bon Jovi still on that team. Get him on that team.
And by the way, Aaron Johnson's listening. Brendan Johnson's little brother's listening. He said he's having some issues with Mixer, but he's trying to get him to listen. Yeah, there's other alternatives for him to play quarterback. I think they have to be explored because the thing that really bothers me the most is that they're not being explored. These guys are getting pigeonholed because it's the NFL, and you know, be creative and try something a little different. But you know, in terms of what the build on what Freddy's saying, they could go somewhere else.
Do you think he's athletic enough, though, Roger? I don't think Manziel is athletic at all.
Nah,
I mean,
no.
he can run a little bit, and he scrambled in college,
Yeah.
which is good, fine and dandy. But we've seen in the NFL, when he tried to get out of the pocket, he got swallowed, bro.
Yeah.
So if he can't play quarterback, and if his mind's not right, forget about it. Do something else. Collect daddy's money and go party.
Yeah. How about you, Jim? Or Jim? Yeah, we'll just call it Jim.
Just call me Jim.
Just Jim.
Manziel, I don't know. I think he's always worth a try. I mean, the way the NFL works, you bring people in all the time. Bring them in camp. They work or they don't work, you let them go. It doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. And it'll really be if he wants to do it. Because he might be content hanging out in Vegas. He has made a few dollars on his own already, plus daddy's money, and he might not want to go, I'm going to go try to earn myself as a slot receiver and as a backup, and he might just walk away.
Yeah, he might just want to be a coach. Some guys just have in their minds, I'm a quarterback, that's what I'm going to be.
Right.
Especially when you're at that position. I mean, when you're a quarterback, you're the man. You know, especially in college.
You're the man, and,
All the
and he wasn't
brawls,
like, and he had that era of his life where he was like the man. Like, I mean, he was across the nation. I mean, he led some great comebacks. He had some great games.
Alabama.
He won the Heisman as a freshman, correct?
Softball,
Okay.
yeah. In the game against Alabama, that kind of put him on the map.
So it'd be real hard to then go, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
So I need to change. And that's a big step in a person's life to go, I'm just not good enough. And actually self-realize that. That's tough.
Especially at that age.
Right.
Yeah.
He probably needs to meet a girl that's going to put him in his place.
Yeah,
And
that's what
eventually, if he gets somebody like that, because these girls that probably hang on him don't care, just want his money. But if he meets a girl that puts him in his place, maybe he'll wake up one day and say, you know what, I shouldn't be drinking. Maybe I should work on my career. That's what he needs, really, before anything, in reality.
That's why I got a wife.
Yeah.
Jim, you were a huge addict back in the day. Your wife really set you on the straight and
I didn't want to call him an addict.
You and Al Kaline's wife all hung out all the time.
Everyone, yeah.
313
martinis.
313-888-3538. Text in or call in if you have an opinion about the whole Johnny Manziel situation. But I think overall, for it bodes for him, though, in terms of like playing another position, Freddie, if he did play something along the lines of special teams, but the guy's kind of too much of an ego to settle into something
Yeah,
else.
probably right.
And I think that maybe, you know, we're talking about him getting settled down with a wife and everything. The guy is in his prime. Marriage is the first thing from his mind right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, in terms of what percent. But the Lions, let's talk about the Lions free agency. I'll start over here with Andy. In terms of building depth, the Lions have I mean, you know, you guys talked about a little bit about Megatron on Thursdays. The Gun and Canola, which, by the way, you can listen to on sportsdetroit.com. Click on all SRD Cave Radio link, and you'll find the archive there, or go to the Podbean. Well, actually, also, it's on iTunes as we revamped our iTunes. So all the shows you can find on Freddy's Corner, and also in the Pizza Cave, you can find all day, every day on those things as well.
Thursday's show is Take the Gun and Leave the Cannoli edition with Andy LaFada, and today's show, Saturday, is the Pizza Game edition. And fake Jim Price is joining the rotation.
And the gift you got yesterday, the email, the moment that I posted up there, you.
Sammy Bumps, don't forget about Sally Bumps. We got a picture of Sally Bumps yesterday on Twitter.
He's busy right now, I think.
Yeah,
He's doing dirt.
Yeah,
he's a busy dude. So Marvin Jones being the signing, the heir apparent to replacing Calvin Johnson, and the guy he's been a little bit injury prone, but again, I think everybody's injury prone. It seems like that's a receiver who I think it's going to be a good signing for him, and it kind of puts Matthew Stafford in. Now it's up to Matthew Stafford. There's no excuse now. And Andy, what did you think of the Marvin Jones signing?
I mean, I like it because we had to do something. You know, you get rid of Calvin, and obviously a huge hole to fill. But I think, Rod, you kind of hit the nail on the head by mentioning Matthew Stafford. It's for all the